What if I told you that you could test the strength of your lungs right at home without any machines, doctor's appointments, or expensive equipment? And what if I also told you that the way your lungs perform in these simple tests can reveal not just your breathing power, but also your overall energy levels, stamina, and even how well your body fights off infections? It may surprise you, but weak lungs often go unnoticed until they create bigger health issues. The truth is, millions of people around the world are living with lungs that are not working at their full capacity. They may feel short of breath climbing stairs, struggle to recover after light exercise, or experience frequent coughing and chest tightness. Yet most people never stop to check how well their lungs are actually functioning. Studies show that by the time many lung issues are diagnosed, the damage is already advanced. But here's the good news. With a few quick at-home tests, you can get a clearer picture of your lung health today. And I don't just want to show you the tests. In this video, I'm also going to share 5 natural and science-backed ways to strengthen your lungs so that no matter your age, you can breathe easier, feel more energetic, and protect your health for years to come. No medications, no complicated equipment, just simple natural steps you can start right away. So before we dive in, let me know in the comments where you're watching from. I love seeing our community from all over the world, and if this is your first time here, make sure you hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications, because we're sharing practical and natural health solutions every single day. Number 1, the simple breath holding test. One of the easiest ways to test your lung health at home is by measuring how long you can comfortably hold your breath after taking in a normal, deep inhalation. It might sound overly simple at first glance, but this test has been studied by scientists and recommended by doctors as a quick and safe way to get a sense of your lung capacity and efficiency. The idea is straightforward. The longer you can hold your breath after inhaling, the better your lungs are at using and storing oxygen. On the other hand, if you find it difficult to hold your breath even for a short time, that may be an early sign that your lungs are struggling to deliver oxygen to your body, or that your breathing muscles are not as strong as they should be. To do this test, sit down in a comfortable chair or stand up straight to allow your lungs full expansion. Take a normal, deep breath, not an exaggerated gulp of air, just a comfortable, full inhalation. Then pinch your nose lightly with your fingers and close your mouth so no air escapes. Start a timer and see how long you can hold your breath until you feel the need to breathe out again. Try to relax your body while doing this so you are not adding tension or stress. Once you exhale, stop the timer and record your result. So what do the results mean? Generally, most healthy adults should be able to hold their breath for at least 30 seconds without difficulty. Athletes and individuals with stronger lung capacity may be able to hold it for much longer, sometimes well over 1 minute. If you are struggling to reach 15 seconds, that could suggest your lungs are not working at their best. This doesn't necessarily mean you have a serious illness, but it may point to reduced lung capacity, weak breathing muscles, or even early signs of conditions like chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, COPD, or asthma. The usefulness of this test goes beyond just counting seconds. When you hold your breath, you are essentially challenging your lungs and your body's ability to tolerate carbon dioxide buildup in the blood. A person with healthy lungs and good oxygen exchange will be able to withstand that buildup more comfortably, while someone with weaker lungs will feel the urge to breathe much sooner. This makes the breath-holding test an indirect but reliable indicator of how efficient your respiratory system really is. It is important to keep in mind that many factors can influence your result. Your age, fitness level, and even stress or anxiety can shorten your breath-holding time. For example, if you are nervous while doing the test, you may feel the need to exhale sooner than usual. Similarly, if you are out of shape or not used to paying attention to your breathing, your initial results might be lower. This is why it's helpful to repeat the test at different times of the day and over several days to get an average score rather than relying on just one attempt. Number 2, the peak flow test at home. Another valuable way to check your lung health without medical machines is by performing a peak flow test. Normally, this test uses a small handheld device called a peak flow meter, but if you don't have access to one, you can still mimic the process at home using simple observation and timing. The idea behind the test is to measure how fast you can push air out of your lungs after taking a deep breath in. This helps you understand how open and flexible your airways are. If your airways are narrowed, clogged, or inflamed, as they often are in asthma or chronic bronchitis, you will not be able to blow out air as quickly. To do this test at home without special equipment, start by sitting or standing up straight with good posture. Take in a deep breath until your lungs feel full, then open your mouth and exhale as forcefully and quickly as possible. You can do this into the air, into a balloon, or even just with your hand in front of your mouth to feel the strength of your exhale. The goal is not how long you can exhale, but how strong and fast that first burst of air is. If you have a balloon, this method becomes even more useful. Take a deep breath and blow into the balloon with one single, powerful breath. How quickly does the balloon expand? If it barely inflates, that might suggest your lungs are not producing strong airflow. If it expands rapidly, that shows you have good airway strength and capacity. The peak flow test matters because it can reveal problems that might not show up in a simple breath-holding test. For example, someone might be able to hold their breath for a decent amount of time, but if their airways are narrowed due to inflammation, mucus, or constriction, they won't be able to push air out quickly. This could indicate asthma or even the early stages of COPD. In fact, doctors often use peak flow meters as part of asthma management plans because drops in peak flow readings can signal an oncoming attack even before symptoms like wheezing or coughing appear. At home, you can make this test more consistent by using the same method each time. For example, if you use a balloon, try to use the same type and size each time so you can compare your results. You might also try to measure how long it takes for you to empty your lungs with a strong exhale. A healthy person should be able to empty most of their lungs in one strong breath, while someone with lung issues may find themselves needing several shorter bursts of air. Number 3, the step test for lung endurance. The third test you can do at home to measure your lung health is the step test. Unlike the other two tests that focus on your breath-holding ability or your exhale strength, this one measures how well your lungs perform under physical stress. It checks how quickly your lungs can deliver oxygen to your muscles and how fast your breathing recovers after mild exertion. This test is especially useful because it shows not just the static function of your lungs, but their ability to keep up with real-life activity. To perform the step test, you will need a sturdy step, staircase, or platform about 1 foot high. Stand in front of it and set a timer for 3 minutes. Begin stepping up and down at a steady, moderate pace. You don't need to rush or strain yourself, but try to maintain a consistent rhythm. After 3 minutes, stop and immediately check your breathing. Place your hand on your chest or stomach and notice how fast you are breathing. Count your breaths for 1 full minute, or simply pay attention to how long it takes for your breathing to return to normal. For most healthy adults, breathing should slow down significantly within 1 to 2 minutes after stopping the activity. If you are still gasping for air or feel that your breathing is shallow and labored after several minutes, that may indicate that your lungs are not as efficient as they should be. This could be due to low lung capacity, weak respiratory muscles, or underlying conditions that limit oxygen delivery. The beauty of this test is that it mimics everyday life. Unlike a breath-holding test where you are sitting still, the step test shows how your lungs perform when you actually move and exert yourself. This is much closer to real-world situations, such as climbing stairs or walking briskly. If your lungs struggle with this simple 3-minute challenge, it may explain why you feel breathless during daily activities. Now let's discuss some of the best natural ways to improve lung health. Number 1. Breathing exercises to strengthen the lungs. When most people think of improving their lungs, they immediately focus on external things such as food or environment. But the truth is, the simplest and most effective way to strengthen the lungs is through proper breathing exercises. Your lungs are made up of millions of tiny air sacs called alveoli, and these air sacs are responsible for exchanging oxygen and carbon dioxide. The more efficiently these sacs work, the healthier your lungs will be. Breathing exercises improve this efficiency, strengthen your diaphragm, and help you take in more oxygen with less effort. One of the most effective methods is diaphragmatic breathing, often called belly breathing. Most of us use shallow chest breathing in daily life, which means we are not filling the lungs completely. To practice belly breathing, sit or lie down in a comfortable position. Place one hand on your chest and the other on your stomach. Take a slow, deep breath through your nose, making sure the hand on your stomach rises while the hand on your chest stays still. Exhale slowly through pursed lips as if you are blowing through a straw. This simple technique trains your diaphragm, reduces shortness of breath, and increases lung capacity over time. Another helpful method is pursed lip breathing. This exercise is excellent for people who feel short of breath or suffer from conditions like COPD. To do it, breathe in through your nose for 2 seconds, then exhale slowly through pursed lips for 4 seconds. By controlling the exhale, you prevent air from getting trapped in your lungs, making each breath more effective. For individuals who want to challenge their lungs further, the 4-7-8 breathing method is also beneficial. Breathe in through your nose for 4 seconds, hold the breath for 7 seconds, then exhale slowly for 8 seconds. This not only strengthens lung function, but also calms the nervous system, making it useful for stress management. Number 2, eating lung-friendly foods. The food you eat has a direct impact on the health of your lungs. Just like your heart and brain, your lungs need specific nutrients to function properly. Poor dietary choices, such as processed foods high in sugars and unhealthy fats, can lead to inflammation that affects lung tissue. On the other hand, a diet rich in natural, whole foods can protect your lungs from damage, reduce inflammation, and even improve your breathing capacity. One of the most important groups of foods for lung health are antioxidant-rich fruits and vegetables. Antioxidants protect your lungs from oxidative stress, which is damage caused by free radicals in the air, such as pollution and cigarette smoke. Foods like blueberries, strawberries, oranges, spinach, and kale are loaded with vitamin C, vitamin E, and flavonoids that keep lung tissues strong. Vitamin C in particular helps reduce wheezing and inflammation, making breathing easier. Omega-3 fatty acids are another essential nutrient for lung function. Found in fatty fish like salmon, sardines, and mackerel, as well as in flax seeds and walnuts, omega-3s help reduce airway inflammation. People with asthma or chronic lung conditions often benefit from diets rich in omega-3s because they keep the airways relaxed and reduce the risk of flare-ups. Garlic and onions are also excellent for the lungs. They contain natural compounds that fight inflammation and support immune function, helping your lungs stay clear of infections. Ginger works in a similar way by relaxing airway muscles and improving circulation to the lungs. Hydration is equally important. Drinking enough water helps thin the mucus lining your airways, making it easier for your lungs to clear out irritants and pathogens. Dehydration, on the other hand, makes mucus thick and sticky, which can trap bacteria and make breathing harder. Green tea deserves a special mention because it contains catechins, which are powerful antioxidants that improve lung tissue elasticity. Studies have shown that people who regularly drink green tea have a lower risk of chronic lung diseases. Number 3, staying physically active. Exercise is not just about building muscles or burning calories. It is also one of the best natural ways to keep your lungs healthy. When you exercise, your breathing rate increases, forcing your lungs to work harder. Over time, this strengthens your respiratory muscles, improves oxygen exchange, and increases your lung capacity. In other words, the more active you are, the more efficiently your lungs deliver oxygen to your body. Cardiovascular exercises such as walking, jogging, swimming, or cycling are especially beneficial for lung health. These activities keep your lungs engaged for extended periods, which trains them to use oxygen more effectively. For example, a brisk 30-minute walk can help expand your lungs, improve circulation, and reduce shortness of breath over time. Swimming is particularly helpful because it combines aerobic activity with controlled breathing, making it a complete lung workout. Strength training also plays an important role. Exercises that engage your core, such as planks or resistance training, improve posture and allow your lungs to expand more fully. Poor posture, especially from sitting for long hours, compresses the lungs and reduces their efficiency. By strengthening your back and core, you free up more space for your lungs to function. Another underrated form of exercise for lung health is yoga. Many yoga practices involve controlled breathing techniques combined with physical postures. This not only builds flexibility and balance, but also strengthens the diaphragm and trains your body to take deeper, more controlled breaths. For people with existing lung conditions, even light physical activity can be beneficial. Gentle exercises such as stretching, tai chi, or short walks can help prevent the lungs from becoming weaker due to inactivity. The key is consistency. Just 20 to 30 minutes of physical activity most days of the week can make a noticeable difference in how your lungs perform. Number 4, avoiding pollutants and improving air quality. No matter how well you eat or exercise, your lungs can still suffer if you are constantly exposed to harmful pollutants. Air quality plays a huge role in respiratory health because every breath you take carries particles, chemicals, or allergens into your lungs. Over time, these irritants can damage lung tissue, trigger inflammation, and reduce lung efficiency. This is why minimizing exposure to pollutants is one of the most important natural steps you can take. One of the simplest things you can do is keep your indoor air clean. Many people spend most of their day indoors where pollutants like dust, pet dander, mold, and cleaning chemicals can build up. Using an air purifier with a HEPA filter can help remove harmful particles from the air. Regular cleaning, vacuuming, and ensuring proper ventilation also reduce indoor irritants. If you cook with gas stoves, proper ventilation is critical, as gas can release nitrogen dioxide, which irritates the lungs. Using exhaust fans or opening windows while cooking significantly reduces this risk. When outdoors, be mindful of air pollution levels in your area. On days with high pollution or heavy traffic smog, try to limit outdoor activity, especially strenuous exercise. If you must go out, wearing a mask designed to filter small particles can help protect your lungs. Avoiding smoking and secondhand smoke is another non-negotiable step. Cigarette smoke contains thousands of chemicals that directly damage lung tissue and increase the risk of chronic disease. Even secondhand smoke exposure can weaken lungs over time. Similarly, avoid exposure to strong chemical fumes from paints, pesticides, or cleaning products by using natural alternatives whenever possible. Number 5, staying hydrated and supporting mucus clearance. A final but equally important natural way to support lung health is through proper hydration. Many people don't realize that the lungs need a thin layer of mucus to function properly. This mucus traps dust, bacteria, and other particles you inhale so they don't reach deeper into your lungs. However, when you are dehydrated, this mucus becomes thick and sticky, making it harder for your lungs to clear irritants. This increases the risk of infection and makes breathing feel more difficult. By drinking enough water daily, you keep this mucus layer thin and easier to expel. Adults should aim for at least 6 to 8 glasses of water per day, though your needs may vary depending on climate and activity level. Herbal teas, clear broths, and water-rich foods like cucumbers and watermelon also contribute to hydration. Thanks for sticking around until the end. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more. We'll be back soon with another deep dive, so stay tuned.